Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you wherever you are. Today is March 22nd, 2019. It's Friday, last trading day of the week. The seller finally got control of the market today, and we are basically what I call repricing for the Fed announcement. Right? So if you haven't saw my tweet that I just retweeted, it was a conversation with one of my followers, and I said, no matter what the Fed said, it's going to be negative, right? If they said economy is strong, then the market will price for future rate hike. If the no rate hike, then the market is weak, and the market will reprice for more recession, at the higher end of a recession. So I think that is what is going on right now. So who knows, right? But definitely today, the price action indicating that it is getting a little weak, and maybe it. After all, not maybe. I mean, I've been looking for a pullback for quite a while, and this could be a little bit of a pullback. But again, I want to emphasize to many of you out there those are looking for a gloom and doom scenario, ain't gonna happen yet. Yes, I am looking for a new all-time high, but those that are looking for an all-time high without a pullback may be a little bit premature, but I do expecting to be a little bit more of a pullback, but it won't go as deep as the December low. Then we probably will get a bounce up to take out the all-time high. All right, so that's basically my scenario, and it's only my scenario. In my opinion, doesn't mean that is what it's gonna do, and everybody have their opinion. And this market, hey, if the price action change, I will move with wherever the price action goes, takes me, right? I am not gonna be standing still with my opinion like a lot of people that they basically have that bearish bias and they just stand on that bearish bias no matter what. I don't think that's a good way to play the market, but hey, different show for different folks, right? So let's move on and take a look at what the market's been doing today. The crude oil, like I said, even though the dollar might be a little weak, and we expect the crude oil price will go up because it is pegged to the dollar. But if we're seeing a slowing down in the economy, then demand will go down, right? So with the demand going down and also supply is not shrinking, then essentially the price will go down, in regardless if the dollar is getting weaker. But eventually it will find a stabilized level, and it will hold that level. All right, but I don't believe that it will go down to that $35 or $25 in the near future, right? And neither do I see it going back up to the $70 or $75 a barrel in the near future. So probably going to be sticking around maybe this between the 50 and 60 area, and just kind of fluctuate around between that range. Who knows, right? So anything could happen. But gold, I'm a little bit more bullish on gold. I have been for a while, but also you got to play with the pullback as well. And I think gold will be a little bit of a safe haven for the near future, and I expect gold to go a little higher. And right now it's sitting at 1312.90, up 560 today. And by the way, crude oil is down $1.30 at 58.69. And the cash market, the Dow Jones Industrial down 375 points at 25,587, and the S&P 500 down 44 points at 2,810. The Nasdaq 100 down 132 points at 7,360. The Russell 2000 down 48 points at 7,514, and the Nasdaq Composite down 160 points at 7,678. And the Dow Jones Transportation is down 195 points, almost 2% at 10,090. So as you can see, market is negative. Everybody is down at least more than 1.5% or so. So looking at the breadth here, you can see the up-down volume ratio is running negative. In the New York Stock Exchange is minus 6.51. right? Compared to yesterday when it was moving up, we're looking at 1.2 positive, right? So, that's a big contrast. So the up-down volume ratio is the key to watch. When you look at looking at the up-down volume, not necessarily the up-down volume itself, but more important is the ratio. And in the Nasdaq is minus 4.46. And the Russell, whoa, look at that, minus 14.13. Basically, they're dumping the small cap today. And looking at the advanced decline, you see the advanced declines right now is minus 1807. I mean, it's 1,807 more decliner than advancer in the New York Stock Exchange. That means it's almost the entire market is down. If you go to pull up, go to the Wall Street Journal or WSJ.com, pull up the data, and you probably could see the stat up down, the advance and decline and the number of unchanged, and you probably see majority of that is probably under the decline, and maybe a few unchanged, and then a few, advance. So and also in the Nasdaq, you can see that is minus 2,086. So it's like. So that is pretty negative on the Nasdaq. And look at the cumulative tick, it's all negative, and in the Nasdaq, and as was in the New York Stock Exchange. And the E-mini, open in range, open auction in range, and it just came down, took out the overnight low, came down, took out the previous range, and also took out the IB low. And right now it's basically just bouncing off the low of the day. Still trading outside of the range and outside the IB range and outside the overnight range and outside every range. So it's pretty negative today. It kind of surprises me that actually it went down 40 some odd point today. I was expecting somewhere around 20, 25 point, but wasn't expecting 40 points. So a little bit surprising to me. And on the NQ, you can see the same thing, open in range, open auction in range, and then got out of the outside the range, took out the overnight low, came out the range, and went back in, test the overnight low, can't get back in, so it just kind of get a little flush and took out the IB low. And right now it's trading near the low of the day. All right, so that's basically the breadth in the market. And let's take a look at the ES on a daily basis. Right, remember we were watching this 20x65, took out the 20x65, and now it's pulling back, and we're also watching this, right, the scene of the crime, the FOMC, their level right before the announcement came out a couple of days ago on Wednesday, right? It's 2650. It tagged it yesterday. Now today it's took it out. So I'm looking for this thing to trace back into this zone now, and right now these are the level that I'm watching. Right, okay, the 2736.50 and the 2677. All right, once it get back into the dip below this 2800, so basically come back into this balance zone here, then we're basically looking at this 2736.50 and 2677. Right, and looking at the oh, by the way, I did adjust this channel here. We'll take a look at that on the spider. I did move this channel, the bottom channel down, so I adjusted for the future broadcast, but we'll take a look at that on the SPY later on. See, so on the volume profile, right, that's what we were looking for, 20x65, and now it's kind of pulling back, and we're going to see, is it going to dip down here and then start moving down, or it's going to bounce back up. So we'll take a look at that and keep an eye on it. But right now, essentially with the momentum and also this excess here got to come back down. And looking at the market profile, we're saying that a lot of these March stuff that need to be cleaned up, right? Because we basically went up on this way up. It went and cleaned up a lot of the October stuff. There is a couple of the October prints up here, right? So maybe next time around, when it after the pullback and then push up toward the new high, we might clean off some of these, clean off these October prints, those stat over there. But right now, a lot of these March stat need to be cleaned up. A lot of single print. We did put in some single print today. We'll take a look at it in the daily profile. Let's go and take a look at the daily profile here. So here's the daily profile. I got the pretty much the entire week here. This is Monday, and this is today. Right, so you can see it came up, took out the yesterday's point of control, filled the single prints, right, and took out this IB low, right, and right now it got the single print printed here. So these probably will get filled probably in next week or so, maybe, but these eventually will get filled. But I'm looking for these print down here, most likely get tagged next week. And right now, you see this IB low is waiting to get tagged, and some of the pull high and point of control. All right, so right now, the high and the low is fairly clean. But on the volume profile, they are not. Because if you look at the volume profile, kind of like people looking at this as a double top. But actually, these double top need to be taken out. Okay, don't take that like oh man, that's we should go down now. Yeah, it's probably a little bit of a temporary reaction that will go down, but eventually these are critical area, these level that need to get cleaned up, and so eventually it will come back up and clean this this top off. And same here with this. If you take a look at this right here, it's like sort of like a double bottom if we expand that out, and these these low have to be cleaned up as well. So right now it's kind of hovering around this overnight low. Right? No, not overnight low. It's hovering somewhere. Something I got here. I think it's one of the prior point of control. So that's basically what is sitting right now, and so that is the volume profile for the ES. Let's go and take a look at the SPY. I think that's the more interesting one here, and we'll go back and look at the SPY here. Okay, so like I said, I adjusted the bottom trend line for the channel. I essentially moved it down to this point here, to this point, and essentially so basically looking at this, there's a zone here that I'm watching, right? And these are naked point of control here that need to be tagged eventually. And this is yesterday, and this is way, I think, back in October timeframe, somewhere way back then. All right, so came up to close to this 285.50. That was one of the levels that I was watching for potential resistance. Right, it came up, almost got there, but haven't really got there. And yesterday, and it pulled back today. So right now, essentially, I'm looking for these. These level down here, right, for potential tag or potential support. But along the way, we're basically looking at these point of control for potential temporary support or bounces. Okay, so basically that's what I got. Hopefully you didn't get caught up on this downdraft, and I'm sure some of the bear are very happy today. I know one of them is pretty happy, if not extraordinarily happy. You know who I'm talking about. But anyway, got a minus 600 tick here alert. So it's going down again. Anyway, hope you're having a great day, and enjoy the March Madness weekend if you're into college basketball. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you are not a subscriber of my YouTube channel, click on the subscribe. It should be down here, right hand corner here, and be sure to click on the bell icon so you get notified when I get ready to do one of these video or whenever I upload a video to my YouTube channel. So thank you for watching, and have a great weekend.